Now again, we are going to use the present simple. We're going also to differentiate between, the present simple and the present progressive. Then, to discuss, the simple past and the present perfect. Differentiate between them, simple past and the present perfect. I think it is easy for you to remember, the present simple and its uses. The first one is what? Present. You know that the present simple is used with what? Yes.
Is that all? Is that all?
What else? Used with habitual actions, used with routines, things useful with facts. With yes, we use the present simple with habitual actions. Things happen with you, regularly. Okay? Yes, routines. And also we use the present simple with facts. Now look at the example. He goes to school every day. This is what?
Present simple.
Yes. It is what happens. Good. He goes to school every day. It means yesterday he went to school. Today, he's social. So this is what use as a routine. So with routines and habitual actions, we use the present simple verb one. And be careful with as. As is used with what? Singular. As, if it is, the verb one preceded by, singular, we have to add as.
Only yes.
Or yes. In
Only
general,
yes.
yes. But here, the verb one preceded by, singular, we have to add as.
Yes.
I, we, they, you, we do not add as. لما يرجع.
We don't.
Yes, we do not add as. So this is what a regular action, habitual action. It happens what? In a specific time, every day. So this is what again? Habit. Now look at the second sentence. Now, how can we make negative if you want to make negative?
He doesn't go.
Good. He doesn't go. He doesn't go to school every day. We use does because it's singular.
Appreciate.
Yes. He, she, it. Take does, doesn't. If it is plural, we use don't. They don't go to school every day. We don't meet each other every day, etc.
Yes.
I takes what? Don't. I don't go to school every day.
You don't.
So this is what? Habit.
Well,
Habitual action. Routine. Now look at this sentence. Who can read? Ahmed?
Saudi Arabia is an agent.
Good. Saudi Arabia is an agent. What do you think? Is it what? A habit or a fact? Yes. It is. It is a fact. It is a fact. We cannot say, Saudi Arabia was an agent.
That's not me.
Yes. When we use the simple past, it means happened and ended where in the past. So Saudi Arabia is an agent. So it is a fact. So with present simple, we always use past and habitual action. Okay. They are from Saudi Arabia. He's from Saudi. This is a fact. Now, if you want to make a question, how can we make a yes/no question? That's it.
They go to school every day.
Mhm.
Does he go?
Good. We use does because it's single. We ask with does and do. Do with the plural and does with what?
Yeah.
Single. Does he go? And here we have to remove what? The S. Does he go to school every day? He doesn't go. Does he go to school every day? Do they go to school every day? Do with plural, does with single. Does he speak English, etc. Okay, so this is about the present. We need to read. Who wants to read the explanation? Brooke? Okay, go ahead. Read the explanation.
With a simple present tense for verbs. And permanent.
Permanent situation.
Permanent situation.
Like what? Who can give us an example? Permanent situation. We use it in present with permanent situation. I live in Riyadh. This is what the permanent situation. I live in Riyadh. I live in Riyadh. I change. This is also a permanent situation. So we use present simple with habitual actions. I walk every day. Permanent, situations and facts. Go ahead.
Or habits and emotions.
Routines, yes.
So the real is the official currency of the kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
What do you think? This is what facts. I cannot say, the Saudi Riyal was. It is a fact. They use it nowadays, so we have to use the simple present. The Saudi Riyal is the official currency of the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I'll tell you the second example.
The digital generation includes today's teenager.
That's true. So we use simple present with facts and, think that, are always one. Now, we can read the next.
I have lunch as soon as I get home from school. Habit or eat?
Good, this is what?
Habitual action.
Habitual action. Good. I lunch as soon as I get home. This is a habit. Now, the last one.
My parents read the newspaper every day.
This is what the habit. Every day they read what? The newspaper. So this is about the present simple. Now, we're going to move to the present progressive. One minute, please. Now, present progressive is used with, actions happening now. Things that are happening now, we use the present progressive. And the form is what? Is R plus what? Here we have different uses for the present progressive. One of them is used with actions which are happening now. Yes, right now. We use the present progressive with imperative situation. Imperative situation. Look at the example. Look here. What are we doing now?
Yes.
We are studying. Now we are, at the moment, right now, etc. So we use with actions, happening or occurring now, we use what the present progressive. Look here. Look at the example and Ali every day but today he isn't working. You realize what? We use the present progressive. Why? Because it's
Right now.
temporary situation. You know, the usual way for this life that he works every day. But today, it's not true. For example, another example. You know, Ali eats مثلا in a restaurant. But today he is eating what? At home. Ali, you know, this is what happened. Ali eats, you know, in a restaurant. But today, just you know, today, he is eating at home. Yes, this is what temporary situation. whether يعني استثناء whether مؤقت, not permanent, temporary. Ali lives in London, but this year he's living in Paris. Just you know, this year, then he will back to London. He will be back to London. So with temporary situations, we use the present progressive. فقط يعني خلينا نقول الاشياء المؤقته نستخدم معها هذا الشيء the present progressive. ويكون عندنا زي كلمه you know these words today, this year, this month. This month I'm taking an English course. I'm taking, yes. مثلا he usually sleeps you know until 9 a.m. but today he's sleeping at 7. So this is about you know when we say temporary situations. Temporary situation. Then if you want to summarize you know the differentiation between present simple and present progressive, we use present simple with habitual actions and routines. Either we use it what with facts with permanent situation, like Ali lives in London. This is what a permanent situation. The present progressive used with what actions happening now, right now, or with you know situations or temporary situations. As we said, Ali works every day, but today he isn't working. Okay, let's read the explanation. Let's read the explanation. Ali? Simple, present, and present pros.
Use the person. Series in
In progress. Developing and changing, or for temporary situations. You know what we mean by now? Temporary situations. Nothing with the rest, nothing from all the time. Just you know, for a brief. Now here look, we use the present progressive for actions and situations that are happening now or in progress, developing and changing. Or for temporary situation. Okay, let's do that. Yes.
The firefighters helping people to get out of the building.
This is what now we're talking about now. Firefighters are helping people to get out of the building. What about the next example? Yes.
The temperatures vary season of the year.
What do you think? This is what? Yes, this is a fact. And then this is true. The temperatures change with seasons of the year. So this is what a fact. What about the next example? Third one. temperatures in the pools and
The rules are changing
drastically.
drastically different progressive situation is.
Yes. The temperatures in the pools are changing, drastically.
The temperatures in the pools are changing.
That is in progress. Look at the example showing, the difference between turbulent and temperature. When we say, for example, John lives in a cubic. John lives in a cubic. Yes, he can. But nowadays, this year, just this year, he's studying in France. But,
Yes. What does strength mean?
Okay, so this is about, showing, the differentiation between simple present and the present progress. Now let's move to the simple past and the present perfect. Simple past and the present perfect. If you want to talk about something which, happened and ended in the past, what should we do? It's fair to use the past simple tense. Verb to. Look at the example. Look at the example.
شباب انا قسمت انفسكم صح؟ طيب عارف لي مجموعه الف، كل واحد عارف نفسه. الف اليوم محسوب الدوام، اليوم الاحد مجموعه كم؟ اليوم مجموعه الف تعتبر مداوم، بكره بي. بكره ايش مين اللي يداوم؟ بي بعده اي تستمر. الخميس بيصادف مجموعه، يوم الاحد مين اللي بيداوم؟ بي. الجمعه والسبت هذه تشيلها خلاص كانها مو موجوده.
ما عرفت هذه المعلومه قبل الحين. لازم تخلي من بكره السبت.
لا اليوم تعليمات اليوم تقول سجلت بين مجموعه.
سجلني بس ابي بدل.
لا خلاص وصل عندنا وسجلنا بالتلفزيون كل شيء ما ينفع. احد عنده سؤال سرعه يعني ايه يوم 3 ايام والاسبوع الجاي عكس تصير يوم الجاي.
الاسبوع الجاي
خلاص ايوه مجموعه 1000 ريال بعد خلاص
Okay, now look at the sentence. We can read the sentence.
He visited Mecca last week.
We realize that the action happened where?
Last week.
In the past. Happened and ended in the past. There is no any relation with the present. He visited Mecca. You know, here we have a specific time. Last year. We know, when he visited Mecca. We know when he visited Mecca. Last week. So, if something happened and ended in, in the past, let's say a specific time, we use it for the past simple. Now look at the example. Look at the sentence. Now look at the present. Perfect. Using the present perfect. Here we have different uses for, present perfect. Again, we use what here, verb to, but here we use have, has, plus what? Verb 3. Look at the example. he has visited Mecca many times. He has visited Mecca many times. Now, what is the difference between, the first one here and the second? What is the difference? Say,
First one, this happened once, this happened more than. And this happened.
what else?
Present simple past done
Happened
and
and ended in the past, and we know when it happened last week. But here, when we use the present perfect,
he still can visit again.
no. Happened in the past, but we do not know when it happened, exactly. So if you specify the time, we have to what? To use simple past. But if we do not know when it happened, we use what? Present perfect. Again, if we know the time, we use what? Simple past. If we do not when it happened, we use the present perfect. When we say he has visited Mecca many times, زار مكة كثير. Do you know when it happened?
No.
Do you know when he, visited Mecca? No.
No.
If you know when he visited Mecca, we have to use what? Simple past. And here we know that he visited Mecca last week, so we use what? Simple past. We do not know when he visited Mecca, we use what? Present perfect. إذا بعرفنا متى صار الفعل حددت specify the time نستخدم simple past. شيء صار في الماضي ما بعرف متى we use what? Present perfect. This is one of the uses of the present perfect. هذا الاستخدام الأول للpresent perfect. We use the present perfect with actions, happened in the past, but we didn't know when it happened. We use it with the present perfect. Another use with the present perfect, with actions. Look at the example. Look at the example. There. What you tell me? What you going to say now? They have lived in Riyadh since 1990. What does it mean? It means, the action started in the past and still going, happening, up to now, still happening up to now, and it will what? Continue in the future. In this case, we have to use what? The present perfect. Actions started in the past, still happening up to now, continue in the future, may in the future. Okay, we use the present perfect. Look at the timeline. Here we have the past, now, future. The action started what? 1990. And now what? Present. 21. And it may continue. They have lived in Riyadh since 1990. Now look at the sentence. So look here. They خليني شكل هيبتك كده. كده جايز. تعال. تعال. They lived Riyadh in 1990. Now, what is the difference between the two states? They have lived in Riyadh since 1990. They lived in Riyadh in 1990. Try to explain two sentences. You realize here we use what the present perfect, and here what? Verb two. They lived in Riyadh in 1990. They have lived in Riyadh since 1990.
They are moving like, they are moving unseen.
First sentence, which one?
They,
With the present perfect, yes. So the action happened in the past, and it is still happening up to now. They, came to Riyadh in 1990, and they are still in Riyadh. And they will continue in the future. Now, what about the second, Abdurrahman? They lived in? Good. They lived in Riyadh in 1990. It means what?
They lived and finished.
Yes, good. They are not in Riyadh. Here, they are not in Riyadh. The second sentence, they lived in 1990, but now they are not in Riyadh. So we have to use one simple past because, happened and ended in the past. But here, happened in the past and, it is still happening up to now. And it may continue in the future. Yes. Yeah. Have you asked? Good. So, okay. طيب الآن let's move to the explanation. We want to read. Read the explanation, please.
The word and use the simple present or the from the verb. He was his uncle, you want to find one place. Please look.
Good. Now here we are going to show, let us say, the difference between simple past, present, and perfect. But before we read, we have some verbs that, do not take ing form. Okay? No. We call them stative verbs. Stative verbs like what? What do you think? Want, no, hey, etc. Love. A lot of verbs, which do not take ing form. We usually use them when isn't. We cannot say, well, I am wanting. So we call them what? Stated verbs. Then stated verbs, verbs which do not take ing form. We always use them what? In the present forms. I want to talk to you. I know that. I don't understand. Don't say I'm not understanding. Yes. Yeah, it can, these verbs come with the present perfect. I have known, let's say the case, I have known, yes, the progressive would not use the progressive with these verbs. We have a lot of them. Remember, understand, forget,
Even without
no.
without this amount.
Yes, we have. We cannot say I am knowing, I am loving, I am hating. He is remembering.
Can't say I am strong.
We use them with what? With the present form. ماذا أقول والله? I am not understanding us. I don't understand. ماذا أقول والله? I hate, for example, sleeping. That's what I am hating this sleep. No, we use what the present because these verbs are called what stated verbs.
Yes.
I don't believe. I don't believe. I'm not believe. Think.
Oh, you know.
Think if it means believe, we cannot use ing. If it means that
It's for
they think about something else, we can say I'm thinking about visiting you. I'm thinking about visiting you. Like I am thinking he is. I'm thinking he is good. No, I think he is good. I think he is good. Okay, who can read the first example? Say.
The Russians launched the first artificial satellite in 1957.
Good. You realize that the Russians launched the first artificial satellite in 1957. You realize here we have what? Simple past form because we specify the time 1957. Okay, who can read the next idea about the present perfect? Yeah.
Use the present perfect to talk about an event or action that was completed in the past.
Good. We use the present perfect to talk about an indefinite time in the past. It means that we do not know when the action happened. Like the example here, he has visited Mecca many times. We do not know when it happened. So we have to use what the present perfect form. Who can read the example?
The United States has launched many countries have launched satellites in space.
Good. Many countries have launched satellites into space. The last rule for the present perfect, Ahmed Smadi. Yes, read.
Yes.
Also use the present perfect.
When use the simple use the also use the present perfect to talk about events that began in the past and continue into the present.
Good. Read the example.
The United States has launched many astronauts into the space since 1969.
Good, thank you. So this is about what? The present perfect and its use. Present perfect, here we have two uses. The first one, when we do not specify time, we use the present perfect. If the action started in the past, happening up to now, may continue in the future, we use what? The present perfect. Now here, to make negative, how can we make negative out of this sentence? Number one. Yes. Say.
They didn't. They hadn't.
He hasn't visited Mecca many times. Now, if you want to make negative here, Muhammad.
He didn't visit.
Good. He didn't visit. He didn't visit Mecca last week. He didn't visit Mecca last week. طيب. الآن if you want to make a question, yes, no question. If you want to make a question now, yes, no question. Does? Did. Why? Did you use did because what? Past. Did he visit Mecca last week? Did he visit Mecca last week?
Yes.
So what about, the here? The sentence is about the present perfect. If you want to make a question, if you want to make a yes no question. Yes. Good. Here we have to remove has or have at the beginning of the sentence. Has he visited Mecca many times? If you want to answer, yes, he has. No, he hasn't. So this is about, has and have, but the present perfect. Walid, are you here? Walid?
موجود.
Yes. Read the sentence in your screen. If you want to form, the past, we use subject plus verb, verb 2. Read the example. Abdurrahman, read the example. Ahmed, read the example, please.
Anna?
Yes.
He studied math last night.
Good. He studied math last night. Now, if you want to make negative,
He did not.
yes, he did not what?
He did
Study.
not study math last night.
Good. He did not study math last night. Now, if you want to make interrogative, yes, no question. فراسك. مالنا. If you want to make a question here, we have to start with the interrogative or the yes, no question. Okay. I think there is no time for the exercise. Next time we will continue with the exercises in your student's book and workbook. احكي.
انتوا واحد داوم الاسبوع الجاي انا
ايه
لا اسبوع
تبع